Obviously a tight game all the way, but what did you think the key was in the fourth quarter when you guys pumped up the lead there?
Well, I thought it was our best defensive game, which isn't saying much given the other four, but it just felt like a more typical Warriors performance where we're getting stops consistently and then getting out and running. And the game connected. We always talk about connecting the game at both ends. Get good shots. That leads to good transition defense and, get stops and rebounds, and the flow comes easier offensively. So I thought it was other than a few careless turnovers, I thought it was the best we've played at both ends. And, of course, Steph was just sublime. I mean, what he's doing is incredible. He just gets by anybody. Doesn't matter who's on him. He gets right into the teeth of the defense, finishes, finds guys. He's been spectacular here to start the year.
Was any part of you wondering like how fresh he would be last year's, long title run, his age obviously, and just that kind of condensed summer? I mean, were you wondering how fresh he would be entering camp?
A little bit. I mean, I didn't love playing him 37 minutes, but this game required it. It felt like a game we needed, heading out on the road, and so we ran him a little bit longer tonight than we would have liked. But he keeps himself in such great shape all summer. He works so hard that he never really falls out of shape. So from the first day of camp, he's looked incredibly well conditioned and ready to go. Now the challenge comes for him, just like everybody. The whole 82, the accumulation of games takes its toll eventually. But he's just in amazing shape.
Steve, did you get a sense that Steph was out there trying to get Klay going intentionally early in the game, and especially in that fourth quarter?
Yeah, I thought there was a key transition play. Klay had just made a three. I think it was third quarter, and then Steph came down in transition. He could have taken the shot on his own. He found Klay for another one, and that was a really important play in the game because I thought in the first half Klay was kind of pressing, hanging his head a little bit, and his energy in the second half picked up, and Steph helped get him going, but Klay got himself going with his defense and his energy. So great performance by him in the second half, and a lot of guys really played well. I think Draymond has had a really great start to the year. He's playing with so much intensity, pushing the ball. Wiggs has been fantastic, 10 rebounds tonight. I thought the glass was key for us tonight, 50 to I think 31. That's a big edge possession-wise, so that was a big part of the game.
Steve, Jordan said the other night just how much pride he's taking in his passing and being an all-around player. That drive early in the fourth when he goes in and then flips it around to Ty out on the perimeter. I mean, does he continue to show you some of the strides he's making, in different phases? I mean, he's really been passing beautifully.
Yeah, Jordan's been good. He's what we like about him is that he's a shot creator. Whether it's for himself or for others, and it's so valuable to have a guy who can break the defense down and create a shot. And I thought that play that you're talking about where he had Ty for the three was a really big bucket for us. I thought JaMychal Green played some huge minutes for us. His offensive rebounds, his toughness, his grit, he's really added a lot to our team. So that second half felt a lot more like us. And so hopefully this is a sign we're coming around.
Steve, kind of following up on CJ's question about Steph looking for Klay, how have you seen him sort of evolve as a leader and sort of knowing when to get his own and knowing when his teammates are getting hot or when his teammates need to be propped up?
Well, he's been doing this for a long time, so I'd be lying if I said, this is something new. Steph's always been a guy who is very conscientious and wants his teammates to do well. He's always thinking about his teammates, and he and Clay know each other so well. They've been together for a decade, more than a decade. So, Steph knew he had to help Clay get going a little bit, and so that didn't surprise me at all.
You get 14 minutes out of Wiseman. He's +2. I mentioned the big minus that he going in this game. How important is it just to get some, I mean, he got buckets, but just to make sure he's not going underwater a little bit when he's out there, just to get those minutes? Well,
I think, what's interesting with James is, the first 5 games of the year, even on the nights where, maybe he's been, in the negative, in the plus minus, he's still productive. He's scoring. He's got such good touch around the basket. He's such a lob threat. You saw Steph get him for the one late third, I think it was. Maybe it was early fourth. But I think James is showing his potential, but he needs reps. And the reason right now for some of the plus minus stuff is just that he's got to go through those reps again and again and again. And we have to allow him to make some mistakes and allow him to play through those things. I couldn't be happier with his development, with his attitude, his approach every day. Just what he's done to overcome the injury. This guy is he's just a wonderful young guy who wants to be great, and we're trying to help him get there as quickly as possible. But it can only come with a lot of experience.